campaigns look perfect again, the sponsored products. And it turns out that it was the same people seeing 2 ads, clicking on them, and then the video getting all of the credit. And so this is a huge issue with sponsored video and sponsored brand, is that you get charged twice, and it could be for the same people. So maybe if you don't have any sponsored products for that keyword and you want to launch sponsored video, or headline search, whatever, that's cool. But if you do have ads, just be careful of that.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard about that. That's scary.
We're literally spending hundreds more for nothing, for no reason.
Wow. So even if you have like a headline search ad on the page, and then let's say you're running a top of search sponsored product, you could get charged twice for that?
Yeah, because the same people could click twice.
I see what you're saying. You're painting the page with your ads. So they might click up here and, and check you out right up here. And then they might be clicking at your top of search, the same thing over and over again, because your headline search is going to lead to a landing page where your sponsored product is going to lead to your product page. So people could be clicking around and doing that twice. If
they click around, you're basically paying money, and it's the same person. Like the maximum that person is going to convert is 1 time. And so instead of paying that 1 click of $2, whatever, and now they're in the listing and maybe they convert, you're now paying 2 and then maybe another extra like $1.70 or something like that. And so that, if you're not tracking in your sheet and saying, okay, I was spending $100 on ads, and now I'm spending an additional 100 on video, so now it's 200 ads, 100 video, sponsored product video. And then look at the total sales. And if the total sales are up, great. But by how much? It went up by 100. Is total sales up by 100? That's a 100% ACOS. Is total sales up by 300? That's a 30% ACOS. So you have to actually like manually calculate the effect of sponsored video, because if you go into the campaign manager, it's not going to be accurate. And that's just one of the things that's not great about Amazon's like campaign manager and attribution. They don't include organic, they don't include conversion rate, they don't include sessions. And then, sometimes the attribution goes to the video versus the sponsored product. And then you think the video is doing amazing and it's not.
Got it. Makes sense.
All right, Mina. So one thing that I'm curious to get your take on is, over the years, we've had tons, the Amazon software space, as I know firsthand, is just absolutely overcrowded. There's something new every day. Not to say there's not great new tools being created and great value there. There's always, great new tools coming out. But what I've seen more and more of is people relying on these kind of set it and forget it, quote unquote, AI and machine learning tools. I know that they're getting better by the day, but in the past, I've kind of competed against these AI machines before, and I beat them every time. Are you using any type of automation in your management where you're setting it up, but then, supplementing it with human touch? Are you doing it all manually? Kind of what is your agency doing to kind of, be efficient, but yet still have human hands on those campaigns?
So it's 100% manual. The only efficiency is that we use macros to scale the operation. So there's no software, there's no set it and forget it. And I will never get anything that has the opportunity for set it and forget it, because let's say I have right now like 10 guys, 10 PPC managers. I can, audit what they're doing. What happens with that number is 50. How easy is it yes, we put them through 6 rounds of interview. Yes, we train them. Yes, we do everything. And then you have some guy who's, got away with it and is lazy and sets it and forgets it. And that's someone else's hard-earned money being burned. And so for me, it's too scary it's too much of a QC risk. And so we don't have that. What we have is you look at the analytics and you decide what's the decision that you want to make. And you say, okay, we want to launch new campaigns. Let's extract them from the search term report. So we open up the search term report and we load it into our macro. We click a button. We put in the ranges. We say, show us everything that's between 1% and like 25% ACOS. And it extracts those keywords. And then we bring in our bulk sheet and we click and it says, these are the ones that are in the bulk sheet. And these are the ones in the search term report that are unique. And we're like, okay, cool. We take those keywords and we put them in another sheet and click a button and it creates the campaigns. And we say, okay, we want only 3 keywords per campaign. We want to schedule 1 campaign a day. We want $100 budget, $1.50 bid, or maintain the same bids as the CPC from the search term report. So that's where automation comes in, or software. This is where software comes in. It's like an Excel. It's like a calculator. You know what you want to do. It does it faster for you, but it's not going to think for you. You're not just going to load in a problem and it's going to solve it for you. It's not, you're going to set some values and then let it run, because it used to be that, anything above, like, let's say 30% ACOS is too much. And now, anything above 50% ACOS is too much. And here's the thing, like, ACOS is like the stupidest metric ever, because it's not accurate. It's not effective, because what I've seen is I'll spend $100 and make $100 in PPC sales and $100 in organic sales. And then I'll spend $300 and I'll make $200 in PPC sales and $700 in total sales. Why did the total sales go up? I did nothing on the organic side. Okay, it must mean that the PPC is doing something. And then but why isn't it showing in the spend? Why isn't it in the sales, in the PPC sales? Why isn't it reflecting? And so that's the issue. And that's why we can't even use ACOS as an accurate measure, because it's based off of a number that's not accurate, based on and you can test this, increase your spend, double your spend. Notice how your total sales will go up more than your PPC sales. And then explain to me why. Explain to me why. What did you do? You didn't do anything on the organic side. You didn't do anything on any side that could explain this. And so that's why it's just, you can't rely on software, because they're making straight up, they're cutting. They're like, this person is 1 inch too short, cut their head off, sort of thing. They're not thinking. And so you could end up hurting yourself. But yeah, that's essentially, why we don't use software.
Awesome. Yeah. So the other thing I'd love to know is, the Amazon, like I mentioned earlier, is the Amazon platform is constantly changing. They're always adding new things and changing kind of the layouts and how to get to things, and what you can do, and tracking, more data, things like that. In the last, 3 to 6 months, what do you think has been the biggest change on the platform that's been beneficial and that you guys are utilizing, that maybe didn't exist recently?
There's 2 things that I love right now in Amazon Campaign Manager. One of them is the targeting tab, and the other one is the budgets tab. Now, in the budgets tab, you can click on budgets, and it'll show you all of your campaigns. You can sort by ACOS, and you can take all of the campaigns with a really good ACOS and just very quickly adjust their budgets. You can increase their budgets. And even if you're not spending, and literally I made a post on Facebook, and then someone replied a week later, and he's like, look, I made the changes and look at how my sales went up by 50%. But basically, any campaign that you have that's profitable, just keep increasing the budget. Even if you're not hitting that budget limit, for some reason, Amazon feels like there's more breathing room or something, and it's